Present po, ma'am.
Miss
Present.
Diano? Ah, Miss Diano.
Present po.
Ma'am, present po yung dalamangkat.
Okay. Wala kasi sumagot eh.
Sumagot po ako, ma'am.
Ma'am, Dave Bautista po, ma'am. Present.
Baut- Bautista Dave.
Opo, ma'am.
Mr. Diaz.
Present po, ma'am.
Mr. Elias.
Present po, ma'am.
Mr. Espiritu.
Present po, ma'am.
Mr. Gadingan.
Present po, ma'am.
Mr. Garcia.
Present po, ma'am.
Mr. Helbuena.
Present po.
Miss Heruta.
Present po, ma'am.
Miss Laranjo.
Present.
Mr. Leiva.
Present po, ma'am.
Mr. Lobaton.
Present po, ma'am.
Mr. Mabag.
Present po.
Miss Makale.
Present po.
Mr. Mercado.
Present po.
Mr. Mesa. Wala. Mr. Miranya.
Present po.
Miss Miranda.
Present po, ma'am.
Mr. Morada.
Present po, ma'am.
Mr. Nabal. Miss Nabal. Miss Nabal.
Present po, ma'am. Present po.
Mr. Nervous.
Present po.
Mr. Nicolas.
Present po.
Mr. Nicolas.
Present po.
Mr. Perez. Mr. Ramirez.
Present po, ma'am.
Miss Rivera.
Present po, ma'am.
Mr. Robles. Mr. Santiago. Mr. Santiago. Mr. Soria.
Present po, present, ma'am.
Miss Tamparong.
Present po.
Mr. Tiongson.
Present po.
Mr. Torrejos.
Present po.
Mr. Tumala.
Present po, ma'am.
Mr. Tumala.
Present po.
Mr. Vasquez.
Present po, ma'am.
Mr. Viador.
Present po, ma'am.
Miss Villarosa.
Present po.
And Mr. Alberto. Mr. Alberto. Wala. Okay. Okay. I just would like to remind everybody that on the 9th week will be our midterm. It will be fall on March 17. Okay. Then we discuss about the criterias as a force, as a evidence of history, and then we also discuss the modern literature. Are we done with the modern literature, Mr. Abad? Wala ka pang word. Mr. Abad? Abad. Ayos. Hindi na nasagot yung mga tanong ko. So we are done with the after Mr. Bahado. Mr. Bahado?
Yes po, ma'am.
Okay. Are you done with your presentation?
Poetry pa po, ma'am.
Okay. Kasi essay lang ang nakalagay dito.
Opo.
Okay. So, can we continue?
Yes po, ma'am. Wait lang po.
Okay.
Kita na po, ma'am.
Yes po.
Good day, everyone. I'm Richie B. Pajado. I'm discussing essay and poetry. In our last meeting, we discussed about essay and its components, which is the introduction, body paragraph, and conclusion. We also discussed the 4 categories, which is the argumentative, descriptive, narrative, and expository. Now, let's proceed to the poetry. Poetry is a type of literature that consists of words and rhythm. In poetry, words are strung together to form sounds, images, and ideas that might be too complex or abstract to explain in meaning directly. The oldest written manuscript we have are poems, mostly epic poems, and consider that poetry gives a powerful insight into the cultures that creates it. So let's proceed to the components of poetry. Just like in essay, we have introduction, body, and conclusion. In poetry, we have rhymes and meters. So poetry has rhymes. It is a repetition of syllables in the ending of words. In simple meaning, it is the words that sounds the same in the end of the line. So next is meter. Meter is a systematic arrangement of words involving stressed and unstressed syllables. It refers to the rhythm of poems created by the pattern of stressed and unstressed syllables. So next is we have iambic pentameter. It is the most common rhythm structure in poetry. Iambic means foot. So foot consists of pairs of stressed and unstressed syllables. Penta means 5. So if you combine together, it's 5 foot or 10 stress and unstressed syllables. So here's the example of iambic pentameter. So there are many different types of poetry around the world, but here are some examples of types of poetry. First is haiku. Haiku is a traditional cornerstone of a Japanese poetry, with no set of rhyme scheme but a specific shape. 3 lines composed of 1 7 syllables and 2 5 syllables. Some works of haiku is based on nature or natural natural about trees and something like that. So, but haiku can be anything. But theme of haiku is can be anything you like. So here's the example of haiku by Anselm Holo. So let's proceed to the free verse poems. Free verse poem is a poem that is defined. In fact, they are deliberately irregular. There are no formula, no pattern. Unlike the other poems, free verse has no metrical measure and rhyme, so it is considered as irregular or illegal. So this is the example of free verse poetry by Marian Moore. So next is cinquain. A cinquain is a 5-line poem consists of 22 syllables in the first line, 2 in the first line, then 4, then 6, then 8, and then 2 syllables again in the last line. It is just like a haiku but with 5 lines. It is deceptive poems with a lovely musical that makes the writer think about the perfect words to fit. So here's the example of cinquain, November Night by Adelaide Crapsey. So next is poems. An epic poems is a long narrative poem that normally tells a story about a hero or an adventure. Epics can be presented oral or written stories. One of the best example of this is the Iliad and the Odyssey. So in Philippines, we have an epic that called ano ba tawag dito? Sabi mo, Biag ni Lamang, or it is from Ilocano people, that means buhay ni Lamang. So next is ballad poems. A ballad poems also tells a story as epic poems do. However, it is shorter than epic poems. Just like epic, it is about a legend or folk tale, but more shorter than epic. And it is originally a music. So here is the example of ballad by Oscar Wilde. Next is acrostic poems, also known as name poems. Acrostic poems spells out a name or words with the first letter in each line, and each letter they are describing someone or something they deem important. Although acrostic poems seems to be a meaningful, it doesn't have a meter and rhymes. But if you are a skilled enough writer, you can have both rhyme and meter on your work. So here's the example of acrostic poem. It is about bullying by Alcune Diary. So next is sonnet. The sonnet is a popular classical form of poets for centuries. Traditionally, the sonnet is a 14-line poems that taken from Italian word sonetto, that means a little sound or a little song. So one of the most famous writer in sonnet is William Shakespeare, known for writer of English language. So here's the example of William Shakespeare's works of sonnet. So let's proceed to the limerick. A limerick is a short, famous poetic form consisting of 5 lines and usually telling a quite funny stories. Limerick, considering funny stories, it is a great learning device for children because the rhythm makes them too easy to remember. And so here's the example of limerick. A wonderful bird is the pelican by Dixon Lanier Merritt. So let's proceed to the blank verse. Blank verse is a poetry with a consistent meter but no formal rhyme scheme. Unlike free verse, it is also known for unrhyming verse. Blank verse is similar to sonnet, and each line of blank verse must be 10 syllables. So here's the example of blank verse by Samuel Taylor Coleridge. Next is ode. Ode is an type of poetry used to honor a person, thing, or idea. They're often overflowing with intense emotion and powerful imagery. Ode can be in any form of poetry, but it always stick to the purpose that it should always to celebrate something. So here's the example of ode by John Keats. So next is elegy. Elegy is a type of poetry similar to an ode, that is to celebrate a person or idea. But the difference between elegy and ode is the elegy is focusing on honoring someone that has been died or lost. So yan. So here's the example of elegy by Mr. Auden. So next is concrete poem, also known as shape poem. It is a visual poem structures where the shape of poem resemble its content or message. Concrete poems use words to outline an image or shape. Just like limerick, concrete poems is believed to the best poem for teaching children to understand. So here's the example of concrete poems. So now let's proceed to prose poetry. Prose poetry is a combination of prose and poetry to develop something new. Unlike the other poetry, prose poetry that does not have shape and line breaks that makes it unique. But take note that the prose poetry is also uses some poetic device like meter and internal rhyme, because it doesn't like poetry because it does not have line breaks and rhymes. So here's the example of prose poetry by Charles Baudelaire. So let's proceed to the last one, which is the Tanaga. An ancient poem usually consists of 4 lines with 7 syllables with the same rhyme and traditionally in Tagalog language. Originally, it came from the indigenous people of the Philippines. If the Japanese have haiku, we have Tanaga. And it is considered as untitled because the poems describing what the title is. So here's the example of Tanaga. So that's all. Thank you for listening. Okay na po, ma'am.
We discuss about different types of poetry.
Yes po, ma'am.
Okay. Why did you say that this kind of poetry, where is it? I forgot. What is that? This epic poetry dali ay mag-function yung PowerPoint. Okay. This one. You said that the free verse poem is different from what's this? The last one. The okay. What is the difference between the epic poem and the free verse? Is it the same or not?
No po, ma'am. Kasi po, yung free verse po, it is a short lang po siya. Tapos yung pagdating naman po sa tapos pagdating po sa epic, yung sa team po niya, about po siya sa sa extraordinary deeds ng characters or it is facing something fictional po.
Then you give the example of Biag ni Lamang,
Yes po, ma'am.
which is Ilocano epic.
Yes po.
What does this epic Biag ni Lamang portray? What heroic did this Biag ni Lamang portray? O buhay ni Lamang? What?
Ay, di ko po na inalang masyado po, ma'am. Pero alam ko po po siya eh. About po siya sa buhay ng po. Tawag po dito, parang about po siya sa buhay ng isang isang extraordinary yung about heroic deeds po siya eh. Parang ganun po.
What heroic does this Lamang did?
Sorry po, hindi ko po kasi nabasa, ma'am. Pero po, nakalimutan ko lang po, pero nabasa ko po siya nung around grade school po ata. Parang ganun, or high school po.
Mm-hmm. I didn't teach Biag ni Lamang in senior high, even in grade 10. When I entered teaching, I handled third year, fourth year, and then senior high. So I didn't tackle this one. I studied this when I was in college, during my third year college in FEU. So you gave us different sample, but we didn't hear that is at least you tried to read this different poetry that you have been mentioned to us. You showed it, yes. But how are we going to read this one? Like for example, this haiku, this sinquain. This is sinquain. Okay. How do we know that it is a 5 syllables, this 7 lines, this or any other lines? How many stanzas this poetry has? You didn't discuss about that. You didn't read para makita namin if it is really this sample is really for that particular poems. Like this free verse. Ano yan? What's that? Diba? Ilan ang composition niyan? Walang pattern. Paano yan babasahin if it's walang pattern? You have to relay this free verse in our generation, in our era. Do we have this kind of free verse that you are talking about? What is the example of this free verse in our era? Do you have this one? Because you gave an example which is we don't know how to read this one with Marian Moore. The marriage of this marriage by Marian Moore. We don't know how to read this one. So as an example of different poetry, you must give us an example how to read this different poetry so that we know how is it. Okay, is haiku the same as tanaga? How it been read? Pareho ba yan? Ganun pa kaikli, ganun pa ka daling bigkasin yung mga salita, yung mga wordings with regards to this. Okay. I thought Biyag na Lamang is, yes, it is an epic. I know that it is an epic. But when we read this Biyag na Lamang, it is just like an ordinary literary works, ordinary reading. Ganun lamang ito binasa ng aming professor during that time. Okay. And then this ballad, you said this is it can be a song. Tama ba? You said,
Yes
lahat.
po, ma'am.
Oh. How is it? How is it became a song?
Di ko na po kasi naaral kasi po, ma'am, inisip ko po kasi yung parang i-introduce lang po. Ganun lang po sa
Yes,
akin.
yes.
Introduce lang po. Pero parang pakyaw lang po na impormasyon. Parang
Oo. But the information that you must give is complete information so that we understand fully what are these different poetry. You said you gave us information with the ballad. Then you said it can be a song. How it can be a song? How can it be that ballad be a song? In a class, how? Do you have any idea how this poetry become a song, a poem? Wala? Do you sing? Do you sing?
Melody po.
idea lang po, ma'am. Pwede po ba?
Yes po.
Parang tingin ko po, kaya po siya naging ballad song. Kasi po, dahil po sa yung pagbanggit po ng rhyme niya sa mga stress and unstressed syllables po.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Mr. Alabatan?
Kaya po siya nagiging ballad song kasi po yung pagka po ng poem, kadalasan po maganda po yung rhythm, tapos kadalasan po ang ginagamit to ng mga bard para maakit yung mga tao na makinig sa kanila.
Uh-huh. How can it be that poem a song?
Yung yung poem na to nagiging song kasi storya po siya. Tapos nilalagyan po ng rhythm nung nagkukwento or nagnanarrate ng kwento para po maging maganda po yung pakinggan yung yung story, tapos nagiging ballad po.
Because of the rhythm, it became a song.
Opo. Nilalagyan po ng slow, sentimental, or romantic. Depende po sa genre na kinakwento.
Okay. So, because of the rhythm and as well as the melody. Yes, Mr. John Christian Bautista.
Melody po.
Okay, melody. That's why it became a song. And songs are very good instrument for us to be fluent in English. As you go on singing, you are practicing the dialogues, the words, for your own uniqueness of delivering a word. Diba? Pinakamadaling pagpraktisan, pag-insayuhan, ang pagkanta with regards to the fluency of as well as the diction of the word. Hindi ka na mahihirapang basa, abad, blah, blah, blah. No. Just by sing different songs, you can practice. Then, the fluency comes out with your mouth. So, thank you, Mr. Bahado.
Thank you po, ma'am.
Okay, let's go with the Mr. Balyedo. Mr. Balyedo? Andiyan po ba? Who's that? Gabriel Vasquez. Why po?
Ma'am, hindi niyo po ata nabigyan ng topic si Balyedo.
Ay, hindi ko na-send.
Opo, ma'am. Wala pa po.
Si Balala po ata.
What? Hindi ko ito na-send last Friday.
Ma'am, sa akin po, parang na-advance po kayo sa akin. Napunta po
Nalaktawan
sa
po.
Opo, nalaktawan. Yung piniem ko po sa inyo.
Wala. Mr. John Cruz only? Ano ba? Ah, who's that?
Po, ma'am, kasama ko sila Rhea Bautista, John, Christian, saka yung Dave. Saka si Dave Bautista, ma'am. 4 lang kami binigyan mo.
Okay. Mr. Balanon. I gave Mr. Balanon.
Apo, 4 lang kami binigyan mo, ma'am.
Mr. Balanon. And then, Mr. Dave Bautista. And then, Bautista Jan. And you? Mr. John Cruz. What lang? How about you, Miss Bulataw? Miss Bulataw, did I give you?
Opo, ma'am.
Okay.
Opo, ma'am. Nasa GC po.
So, wala si Mr. Balal. Is Mr. Bensoto here? Mr. Bensoto, are you there? Wala. Okay, Miss Representative. Who's our representative?
Villarosa po.
Villarosa. With regards to Mr. Bensurto, he has 4 absences. Ano to? Magtutuloy po pa ba ito? Miss Villarosa?
Alam ko po.
Pumapasok ito sa ibang subject. Paano yan? We are already in a 5th week. Pero, ano siya, consistent siya, Yung unang day natin, wala siya. Then, pumasok siya nung 127. Tapos, 3 weeks, wala na. Hindi na siya pumasok. So, as well as Mr. Perez. 3 weeks din siyang hindi pumapasok. February 3. Since February, wala siya. February 3, February 10, then February 17, wala siya. Okay. So, itong dalawa ay paki-follow up lang kung ano ha, Miss Villarosa ha. Kasi kung hindi sila di mabigyan na natin sila ng final decision. Kung i-drop na ba? O ha? Okay. So, wala, binigay kay Mr. Wala. So, ready ba yung mga kasunod? Sorry po, hindi ako nabigay. Sila nabigay. Mr. Balanon, short story. Are you ready? Wala po ba?
Wala po ata.
Absent. Ano ba yan? Ano ba ito natakot? Oh, it's absent. Sorry. Mr. Dave Bautista. Ano? Contemporary cutter. Oh yeah, sige. Are you ready, Mr. Dave? Where is Mr. Dave? Wala ba? Andun siya o kanina? Pumasok po ba? Andiyan ba? Lumabas na?
Dito pa, ma'am.
Okay. Nasaan po siya? Andiyan po ba kayo? Ay, nyo sumagot?
Dito pa po, ma'am.
Ay, nasaan siya?
Bay, ano po ba yung ma'am?
Ano po?
Yung sequence po ng reporting.
Oo,
Ano
yung
po ba, ma'am?
sunod ng
Yung period po ba, ma'am? Or yung by apelido po?
No. Yung sequence ng topic.
Yung sequence po ng topic, po, ako po yung mauuna. Yung sunod na po sa dito. Which is, po, ancient literature.
The first one is ancient. Who's the ancient? Mr. Bautista.
Ako po, ma'am.
Mr. Bautista. Okay po. Did you submit your?
Opo, ma'am. Nagkakaroon lang po ako ng technical issue po. Kaya po si Miss Rhea po yung present ko po ng PPT. I'll start na po, ma'am.
Okay po.
Good day, everyone. I'm John Christian L. Bautista, and today I'm going to discuss about the Philippine ancient literature. Next, please. Over the years, Philippine literature has endured and evolved. With each passing age, new genres evolved. Also, these literary works mirrored our culture, society, and way of life, and had origins in many different places. Pre-Spanish period, Spanish period, propaganda or revolutionary period make up the early stages of Filipino literature. My topic, which is ancient literature, represents literature from the time before the Spanish conquest or before the Spanish colonization, where there isn't any technology and writing paper, so the majority of the literature is the result of oral dialogue. Next, please. So we will go tackle the literature in pre-Spanish period. In the pre-Spanish period is highly fascinating because it will take us back to the time where our forefathers or ancestors could still enjoy the benefits of freedom to determine their own course in life. These are the days when people just have the freedom to walk around, investigate their surroundings, converse with other free men, and design their own life. As I said earlier, the pre-Spanish period saw the oral transmission of literature due to absence of printing technology. Folk tales, legends, epics, epigrams, and other works that have been handed down through the ages are still well known today, as they taught in schools. Next, please. Historical background of pre-Spanish period. Our ancestors had written tradition even before the Spanish arrived. They observed costumes and rituals that are comparable to those practiced in other parts of the world. They are actively develop a corpus of literature and have a particular writing style, alphabet, and writing system. They are not savages or uncivilized despite some priors mistaken stated during the Spanish colonization. Our various tongues share linguistic kinship with the extensive use Malayan and Polynesian languages, which is Asian languages. Our next please. Na Miss Rhea, na ano ata na na mauuna muna yung baybayin. Next.
Wait lang, yun nakalagay.
Next please. Next.
Ay, wait lang.
Next. Sorry.
Black and white lang, di ba? First lang dapat yun eh. Ano sinabi mo, estudyante? Estudyante?
Baybayin. This is our first ancient or writing system. The term baybayin originally meant spelling, hence the name baybayin. It uses 14 consonants and 3 vowels. These are the baybayin characters, which you can see in the image. The A, E, and I, and O and U are the 3 vowels. It depends on the notion and meaning conveyed. The first character has just one pronunciation, which is A, and whereas the second and third have two, which is E and E, O and U. The 14 consonants are B, K, D, G, H, L, M, N, and G, P, S, T, W, and Y. These are all pronounced differently as well. Some script will alter if vowels are added, and crosses should be added below the vowels like you can see in the image. Next, please. Next, we'll tackle about the pre-Spanish prose. First is the legends. Legends are made stories that describe how objects, events, or name came to be, or its origin. The word is translated as things to read from the Latin legendus. These are include early Filipino customs that are used to amuse guests at get-togethers and special occasions. Examples are, next please, The Legend of the Pineapple, which everyone knows. It is about a young girl named Tina. She was without a doubt the most spoiled child her village had ever seen. When her mother grew ill, Tina could not bother to help even though her mother only asked her to boil some rice. Tina claimed she couldn't find the ladle. Her frustrated mother made a wish that Tina would grow 1,000 eyes so she could see the ladle. Tina disappeared and the neighbors had to help her mother get well. Her mother searched for Pina but couldn't find her. Finally, her mother found a large round fruit growing with 1,000 unseeing eyes. Somehow, her daughter had been turned into this plant. To honor the memory of her beloved daughter, she named the fruit Pina. Its name later evolved to piña or pineapple in English. So the origin of the pineapple is from the girl named Pina. Then The Legend of Tagalog. The Legend of Tagalog is about a man named Ilog. He loves Simang very much, even if he has to risk his life. Simang called all the men together and told them that she will marry the first man who can bring her a big, live, and strong serpent. Ilog left immediately to find it. Two Spaniards passed by. Their attention was caught not by what Ilog held, but by the beauty of Maria. Ilog brought the serpent Simang wished for. The Spaniards were startled. They asked the people up around where they were in and what place they were in. But nobody paid attention for their attention were focused on the snake and on Maria. Maria saw the snake was still struggling. She shouted, "Taga-ilog, taga-ilog," which she addressed to Ilog so he could cut the snake up again. The two Spaniards, thinking that this was in answer to their question, repeated that the words taga-ilog, taga-ilog, which later become Tagalog. So the legend of Tagalog, or the origin of Tagalog, is from the man named Ilog that that brought a serpent or snake, and and Maria says taga-ilog, taga-ilog, and the will Spaniards think that Taga-ilog is the answer to their questions. Meaning to say, legends are fictional stories that explain the origin of something. Next is Next is folk tales. Folk tales are fan fiction that has been passed throughout the generation. In Tagalog, kwentong bayan. Tales that individuals speak out to one another rather than stories that are recorded. Folk tales are fictionalized accounts of lives, adventures, love, terror, and humor that can be used to learn life lessons. Examples are the famous Monkey and the Turtle. Monkey and the Turtle is written by the Philippine national hero Dr. Jose Rizal. The story focuses on the monkey and the turtle, who started as friends. They both saw a floating banana plant on the water. They thought of splitting it so they could plant it. The monkey chose the upper part of the plant for he thought it was better. Meanwhile, the turtle got the bottom part with the roots so he grew an abundant plant. Since the turtle couldn't climb the tree to get the fruits, he asked the monkey to get it for him. Instead, the monkey betrayed the turtle and ate every fruit. The turtle planned a revenge to him, which ended to the monkey's death. The friends of the monkey also planned a revenge, but they did not win over the turtle. Then, the necklace and the comb. The necklace in the camp tells the story of Inday, who adored her necklace and camp. She was given this as family heirloom during her 60th birthday. She would keep with her the necklace and camp even while working, so to avoid spoiling them, she put those on the cloud, and her necklace and camp went up later on with the sky. And then time came, the camp became the quarter moon, and then the necklace turned into the stars. So, meaning to say, folk tales are just fiction stories that made by our ancestor through oral dialogue that can put life lessons. Next is epics. Just like reporter said earlier, epic is long narrative poems in which series of heroic achievements or events, usually a hero involving supernatural forces or phenomena. The word epic comes from the ancient Greek word epos, which means word narrative or song. Examples are like the other like earlier reporter said, Biyag ni Lamang. The pre-Hispanic epic poem Biyag ni Lamang or Life of Lamang was written by Ilocano people of the Philippines. The epic is focused on the bravery and determination of Lamang who plays the title role. Lamang was born with the gift of speech, and he set up on a series of adventures that ended in his heroic death and subsequent resurrections. Next is Indarapatra and Sulaiman. The epic poem Indarapatra and Sulaiman was written by the Filipino in Maguindanao. It concerns the epic protagonist's readiness to lay down their lives for the sake of saving others. Additionally, the effective application of skills to combat and overcome factors that can upset the environment and create destruction. So, meaning to say, epics are long narrative poems about the heroism of a certain person, even it will risk his life. Next is folk songs. Folk songs are oldest forms of Philippine literature that emerged, which are composed mostly of 12 syllables per line and 4 in verse. These songs mirror the culture of each group, singing specific song per occasion, celebration, or activities. Examples of these are Bahay Kubo, Leron-Leron Sinta, Ili-Ili, Tulog Anay, Bayayang. Gusto mo katago?
Ano?
Is there anyone
Ano pa
is there
mag-guess?
anyone that can song
We
can
know.
song the Bahay Kubo?
What's the other example?
Ili-ili tulog anay, ma'am.
Ili-ili. Ano
Ili-ili tulog anay, wala diri mo nanay. Ano po siya, ma'am? From Visayas po siya. Then in pre Spanish period, ma'am, there's a kundiman which pertains to song of love serenading songs. Kumintang war battle songs. Dalit is for worship songs. Uyiyi or Hele is a lalabay song. Then Diana or Danaya is for wedding songs. Meaning to say, folk songs are old music. Epigrams. Next. Epigrams are more commonly called salawikain. This has been customarily used and serve as laws or rules on good behavior. These are like allegories or parables that impart lessons for youth, consisting of two lines which usually have rhyming in end syllables. Examples. Aanin pa ang damo kung patay na ang kabayo. It often pertains to help or relief that came too late. Pag may tiyaga, may nilaga. Hard work and perseverance are needed to reach your goals. But if you keep trying, one day you will enjoy the result of your efforts. Hanggat makitid ang kumot, matutong mamaluktot. In other words, learn how to adapt to your environment and be satisfied with what you have. Meaning to say, epigrams is used to teach good behavior. Next is riddles. Riddles, they are called buktong or palaisipan by the Tagalogs and berbusya among the Ilocanos. They are made up of 1 or 2 measured lines which may consist of 4 to 12 syllables. They are often used to stir at thought-provoking questions. They are also often used for entertainment purposes during gatherings and celebration. Examples are, maliit pa si kumpare, umakit na sa toroy. Is anyone in the class can answer this riddle? Maliit pa si kumpare, umakit na sa tore.
What does it mean?
Sirit.
The answer is
Langgam.
right, langgam. Next. Isda ko sa Maribeles na sa loob ang kaliskes.
Sili.
Tama.
Sili.
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 Next.
Pakulong.
Kung kailan mo pinatay sa kapahumaba ang buhay.
Kandila.
Kandila.
Tama.
Bilay na
Kandila.
Candle.
Next. Dalawang itim, malayo ang nararating.
Mata.
Mata. Ay.
Tama.
Bube.
Ako ay may kaibigan. Ay, next. Ako ay may kaibigan kasama ko kahit saan.
Anino.
Si best friend.
Best friend. Tama. Anino.
Shadow.
Next is chance. Chance are typically referred to as pulong or pasintabi by the Tagalog and bari-bari by the Ilocanos. They occasionally involve witchcraft or enchantment and frequent include a anting-anting. Examples are among the Visayans, ikaw na nagnakaw ng mais ko, lumuwa sana ang mga mata mo, mamaga sana ang kamay mo, parusahan ka ng mga anito. And among the Tagalogs, tabi-tabi po kayo. Ako'y nagbuhos ng tubig at mainit ito. Kung masaktan ko kayo, pagpasensyahan nyo na po. Meaning to say, chants are oration of ancient people in the Philippines to pray their desire to obtain an event or change in future events of fate. Next is sayings. Sayings are more frequently referred to as kasabihan, an ancient and concise expression that conveys a notion that most people take to be true or real. They are utilized to make concrete lessons for young people, and these teachings are conveyed clearly. Examples are, ang buhay ay parang gulong, minsan nasa ibabaw, minsan nasa ilalim. Ang batang makulit, napapalo sa puwit. Ang gumagawa ng kabutihan, hindi natatakot sa kamatayan. Walang umaani ng tuwa na hindi sa hirap nagmula. Meaning to say, sayings are short phrase that the idea is true to life and teaches moral lessons. Next is idioms or idiom. Idiom are, in Tagalog, is sawikain. An expression that the meaning is not compositional, meaning to say the specific meaning is not contained in the words that make it up. The thought and custom of a location are presented and interpreted in indirect manner. Examples are next please next mo. Ayan. May mga sagot na. Butas ang bulsa, meaning walang pera. Ilaw ng tahanan, meaning ina. Bukas ang palad, meaning matulungin. Next. Next pa. Ikaw, gulo-gulo. Next is lantang gulay, sobrang pagod. Nasusunog ng kilay, masipag mag-aral. Kilos pagong means mabagal. Meaning to say, idioms are expression that has hidden meaning or message. It often used to say indirect words to someone. That's all. Thank you.
Pasensya na po, may message lang po galing sa school. Nakinig. All right, Mr. Bautista. The presentation is good, but I need to question you this. So, you said a while ago regarding your topic is where is it? This one. Okay, ancient literature. We have so many different literature, not like in other countries. The it is quite different from them. Like the our letters before, it is not really simple letter. It is a um, script. It is a script. It is a symbol. Not like that
Baybayin po, ma'am.
we are using
Opo,
now.
ma'am. Symbol po siya. Tapos nagrepresent po ng alphabet.
Okay. So, did you experience doing this one?
Marami pong nagpapatuto ng ganun, ma'am eh.
Okay.
Para po hidden yung message.
It should not be hidden. So,
I
we
mean,
will use this one as a,
many people, some people know the baybayin language, but some are not.
Mm-mm. Because it is quite hard to read these symbols. So, with siguro this coming midterm, I will ask you to do this with the question. I will write this and then you have to answer me this way also. So, mas maganda yun, di ba? So, you better study this baybayin. So, what's the difference between baybayin and our letters now that we are using, Mr. Bautista?
Ma'am, yung po kasi, yung baybayin po kasi, three vowels lang po siya. So,
Mhm.
ang magkasama po si E tsaka I and O tsaka U.
Mhm.
And then now, ma'am, five na po yung vowels natin, which is A, E, I, O, U. Tapos nadagdagan na po yung mga consonants natin. Kasi dati, sa baybayin po is 14 consonants na. Ngayon, 26 na po ata.
How many letters do we have now?
26 po ata yung letters, ma'am.
Yata, we don't know the letters with our alphabet now. We have 28
26 po, ma'am.
letters. No, we have 28 letters in our
In Tagalog po ba, ma'am? In English po, there's
English. We have
26.
26. We don't have
In
any.
Tagalog, yes.
We don't have any in English.
Yes po,
If you
wala
are
po.
going to remove any in English, how many letters do we have? What is the other one? You said 26. What is the other one that has been removed?
NG.
No, we don't have NG in Filipino. We are combining NG and NG. And in Filipino, we are still read it in English. It is also read as English. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T. I did not mention N, right? So it is 28 letters.
Yes po, ma'am. So, Spanish po ata, ma'am, 28 letters din.
So regarding the legends, is this true legend, Mr. Bautista?
Fiction po, ma'am.
Fiction.
Alamat po kasi siya sa Tagalog, ma'am. So, parang it's a story po na kinuhaan lang po siya ng origin ng isang bagay or something.
Origin ng isang bagay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. All right. Okay. Thank you, Mr.
Thank you po.
Okay, let's move on with the ancient. Then we have literature of enlightenment. Miss Bulatao. Did you submit your...
Apa, ma'am?
Oh, wait for a while.
Start na po ako.
Okay po.
Good morning po, ma'am. My name is Rai Balatao, presenting Literature of Enlightenment. After 300 years of passivity under Spanish rule, the Filipino spirit reawakened when the three priests, Gomez, Burgos, and Zamora, were guillotined without sufficient evidence of guilt. This occurred on the 17th of February. Passivity means accepting what happens without active response. And the three priests were accused of masterminding the Cavite Mutiny. Cavite Mutiny aims to get rid of the Spanish government in the Philippines. The Spaniards were unable to suppress the tide of rebellion among the Filipinos. The once religious spirit transforms itself into one of the nationalism, and the Filipinos demanded changes in the government and in the church. The propaganda movement, 1872 to 1896. The objectives of this movement were to seek reforms and changes like the following. Number one, to get equal treatment for the Filipinos and the Spaniards under the law. Meaning po dito, kasi parang tinatata tayo ng ibang Spaniards na parang sababa tayo sa kanila. And para dito, we seek to get equal protection and be treated in the same manners as others. Number two, to make the Philippines a colony of Spain. Number three, to restore the Filipino representation in the Spanish Cortes. We need to restore the Filipino representation in Spanish Cortes because they hid it because to cover the corruption and the abuse happening in the Philippines. Number four, Philippinize the parishes. This is for us to have the right. It's for us to. So, number 5 na lang po, to give the Filipinos freedom of speech, approval, friendly, and for the redress of grievance. For us to have the right to share without facing punishment. Redress of grievance means they are asking compensation for the government or to write. They are asking compensation um, from the government that has been done to them. Next, highlights of the propaganda movement. There were three principal leaders of the propaganda movement. There were Jose P. Rizal, Marcelo H. Del Pilar, and Yoshiano Lopez. Jose Patasio Rizal Mercado Alonso y Realonda was born on June 19, 1861 at Calamba, Laguna. His first teacher was his mother, Teodora Alonso. He died by musketry in the hands of the Spaniards on December 30, 1896, when tribes in rebellion against the Spaniards. His pen name was Taong Laan and Limasalang. His books and writings are Noli Me Tangere. Noli Me Tangere is about okay, um um may mga characters po na katulad nila Maria Clara, Crisostomo Ibarra, to para ipakita doon yung mga nangyayari sa Philippines na ginagawa ng mga Spaniards. Next, El Filibusterismo is a sequel of Noli where they expose the evils in the society and mostly in the politics. Next, Mi Ultimo Adios is my last farewell. This was a poem by Rizal while he was incarcerated at Fort Santiago, and it's one that can compare favorably with the best in the world. Next, Filipinas dentro de 100 años, the Philippines within a century, um, an essay predicting the increasing influence of the US in the Philippines and the decreasing interest of Europe here. Next, a la Juventud Filipina, to the Filipino youth, a poem Rizal dedicated to the Filipino youth studying at the US. Number 7, El Consejo de los Dioses, the Council of the Gods, an allegorical play, the Filipino youth study, allegorical play manifesting admiration for Cervantes. Next, Alpati, beside the river. Number 10, Notas a la Obras Sucesos de las Filipinas por el Dr. Antonio de Morga. Notes on Philippine Events by Dr. Antonio de Morga. 11, P. Jacinto, Memorias de un Estudiante de Manila. And number 12, Diario de Viaje de Norte America. Diario Pagayas de Norte America. Marcelo H. Del Pilar is a popularly known for his pen name, Claribel, Cupdo, Titing Dilat, and Dolores Manapas. He was born at Cubang, San Nicolas de la Cruz, to avoid punishment, he was forced to travel to Spain in 1888. Upon his arrival in Spain, he replaced Graciano Lopez Lina as editor of La Solidaridad, a paper which became the vehicle through which reforms in the government could be worked out. This did not last long, for he got sick and even to reach Hong Kong from where he could arouse his countrymen. He died of tuberculosis in Spain, but before he died, he asked his companions, tell his wife and children that he was sorry he wasn't able to beat them goodbye, to tell others about the fate of our countrymen and to continue helping the country. His writings are number 1, Pag-ibig sa Tinubuong Lupa, Love of Country. 2, Kaiingat Kayo, Be Careful. Number 3, Kasalan at Taksohan, Prayers and Jokes. 4, Ang Kadakilaan ng Diyos, God's Goodness. 5, Sagot sa Espanya sa Hibik ng Pilipinas. Answer to Spain on the plea of the Filipinos. Tuhan, dalit, mga bugtong. Apple, narrative sequence, stamps and riddles. Number 7, La Soberania in Filipinas, Sovereignty in the Philippines. Number 8, For Telepono, by telephone. Number 9, Pasyong Dagat, ipag-alab ng puso ng taong babae. Passion that prepares the hearts of the rich. Next, Cristiano Lopez Ina. A most notable hero, genius of the Philippines, Cristiano Lopez Ina was born on December 18, 1853, and died in a charity hospital in Barcelona on January 20, 1890. The pride of Haro Iloilo, he won the admiration of the Spaniards. He is a known writer and orator in the Philippines. He wrote 100 pieces, which were published by Remigio Garcia, former bookstore owner in Manila, Pilatca, which are still read up to now by modern Filipinos. Lopez Pina left the Philippines in 1887 with the help of Don Claudio Lopez, a rich uncle, in order to escape punishment from his enemies arrived at Valencia, the center of the Republican movement of the Spaniards. He gained the acquaintance of the high officials like P. Margal, Moraita, Moret, Estelar, and Calmeron. From Valencia, he moved to Barcelona, where he established the first magazine, La Solidaridad. This later became the official voice of the Association Hispano de Filipinas, a Filipino fans association, composed of Filipinos and Spaniards who worked for reforms in the Philippines. His works are Ang Prior Botod, La Hija de Fraile, The Child of the Friar, and Everything is Humbug. Everything is a Mere Show. Number 3, Sa Mga Pilipino. 4, Talumpating Pagunita kay Columbus, An Oration to Commemorate Columbus. 5, En Honor del Presidente Moraita del Asociación Hispano-Filipino 1884. 6, En Honor de los Artistas Duna Y.S. Resurrección Hidalgo. 7, Amor a España o a las Jóvenes de Malolos, Love for Spain or to the Youth of Malolos. 8, El Bandolerismo en Filipinas, Banditry in the Philippines. 9, Honor en Filipinas, Honor in the Philippines. 10, Pag-alis sa buwi sa Pilipinas, Abolition of Taxes in the Philippines. And last, Institusyon ng Pilipinas, Sufferings of the Philippines. Other propagandists are Antonio Luna. Antonio Luna was a pharmacist who was banished by the Spaniards to Spain. He joined the propaganda movement and contributed his writings to La Solidaridad. Most of his works dealt with Filipino customs and other were accusations about how the Spaniards ran the government. His pen name was Tagailog. He died at the age of 33 in June 1899. He was put to death by the soldiers of Aguinaldo because of his instant rise to fame, which became a threat to Aguinaldo. Wait lang po. Some of his works are 1, Noche Buena, Christmas Eve. 2, Severe 10, How They Diverted Themselves. 3, La Tertulia Filipina, a Filipino conference or peace. 4, Madrid. And 5, La Casa de Huéspedes, the landlady's house. Next, Mariano Ponce. Mariano Ponce became an editor-in-chief, biographer, and researcher of the propaganda movement. He used Tikbalang, Kalipulaco, and Naning as pen names. The common themes of his works were the values of education. He also wrote about how the Filipinos were oppressed by the foreigners and of the problems of his countrymen. His writings, 1, Mga Alamat ng Bulacan, Legend of Bulacan. 2, Pagpugot kay Longinos, The Beheading of Longinos. 3, Sobre Filipinos, About the Filipinos. And 4, Ang Mga Pilipinos sa Indochina, The Filipinos in Indochina. Next, Pedro Paterno, a scholar, dramatic, researcher, and novelist of the propaganda movement. He also joined the Confraternity of Masons and the Asociacion Hispano-Filipino in order to further the aims of the movement. He was the first Filipino writer who escaped censorship of the press during the last day of the Spanish colonization. His writings: 1. Ninay, 2. A mi madre, to my mother, 3. Sampaguita y Posas Varias, Sampaguitas and Buried Poems. Next, Jose Ma Panginiban hid his identity behind his pen name, Parmapa. He also he was also known for having photographic mind. He was a member of a number of movements for the country. His writings: 1. Ang Lupang Tinubuan, My Native Land, 2. Ang Aking Buhay, My Life, 3. Su Plano de Estudio, Your Study Plan, and 4. El Pensamiento, The Thinking. Next, period of active revolution, 1896 to 1898. Historical background: the Filipinos did not get the reforms demanded by the propagandists. The government turned deaf ears to these petitions. Oppression continued, and the church and the government became even more oppressive to the Filipinos. The good intentions of Spain were reversed by the friars, who were lording it over the Philippines. Because of this, not a few of the Filipinos affiliated with the Liga Filipina, a civic organization suspected of being revolutionary and which triggered Rizal's banishment to Dapitan. Like Andres Bonifacio, Emilio Jacinto, Apolinario Mabini, Jose Palma, and Pio Valenzuela decided that there was no other way to accept there was no other way except to revolt. Highlights of the active revolution. The noted leaders of this period were Andres Bonifacio, Apolinario Mabini, and Emilio Jacinto. Andres Bonifacio is best known as the father of Filipino democracy, but more than others is the father of the Katipunan because he led in establishing the kataas-taasan, kagalang-galangan katipunan ng mga anak ng bayan. Andres Bonifacio came from a poor family, and it is said that what he learned he got from the school of experience. He was a voracious reader, and among those he loved to read, which aroused his revolutionary spirit, were the Noli and the Pili of Rizal. He joined the La Liga Filipina, founded by Rizal in 1892. He established the Katipunan, which triggered the spirit of freedom, especially when Rizal was banished to Dapitan, Mindanao. His works are 1. Katungkulang gagawin ng mga ana ng bayan, Obligations of Our Countrymen, 2. Pag-ibig sa tinubuan lupa, Love of One's Native Land, pero Tagalog version po yun. 3. Huling Paalam, Last Farewell. Next, Apolinario Mabini. He was born in Talaga, Tanauan, Batangas on July 22, 1864. Because he was born of a poor family, he had to work in order to study. He became known to his professors and classmates at Letran and the UST because of his sharp memory and the simple clothes he used to wear throughout his schooling. He became the right hand of Emilio Aguinaldo when the latter founded his republic in Malolos. His contribution to literature were writing on government, society, philosophy, and politics. His works were: 1. El Verdadero Decalogo, the True Decalogue or Ten Commandments; 2. El Desarrollo y Caída de la República, The Rise and the Fall of the Philippine Republic; 3. Sa Bayang Pilipino, to the Filipino Nation; 4. Pahayag News. Next, Emilio Jacinto. Emilio Jacinto was the intelligent assistant of the Andres Bonifacio in the establishment of the Katipunan. He is called the brains of the Katipunan. He edited Kalayaan at ang Katipunan newspaper. Bonifacio withdrew his writing of the Cartilla in deference to Jacinto's work as secretary of the Katipunan. His Cartilla was the one followed by the members of the organization. His writings: 1. Cartilla ng Katipunan, a primer book on the Katipunan; 2. Liwanag at Dilim, Light and Darkness; 3. A mi madre, to my mother; and 4. A la patria, to my country. Other revolutionists is Jose Palma. Jose Palma became popular because of his Himno Nacional Filipino, the Philippine national anthem, which was set to music by Julian Felipe. He was born in Tondo, Manila on June 6, 1876. His brother Rafael Palma became the president of the UP. He joined the revolution against the Americans together with Gregorio del Pilar, the youngest Filipino general who died during the revolution aside from the national. His works one, Melancholies, and two, Demi Harpin. Newspaper during the revolution. In the effort of the revolutionists to spread to the world their longings for the country, many newspapers were put up during the revolutionary period. One, Heraldo de la Revolución. Two, La Independencia, Independence. Three, La República Filipina, the Philippine Republic. And four, La Libertad, Liberty. And yun lang po, ma'am. Thank you po. Ma'am, nakamute ka po.
Why did you include the works of Dr. Jose Rizal with the works of Andres Bonifacio? Huling Paalam. It was written by Jose Rizal. Why did you include that with the works of Andres Bonifacio? What is the relevance of this to his work?
Papalam ko si Seda kasi dahil sa malapit na matapos yung time niya, gusto niya pa rin pong maano yung independence ng Philippines and yun mapapasa niya sa ibang yung para ma-inspire din yung iba na yun po yung maging yung revolution po yung maging independent country na po tayo.
You mean, inangkin niya yung ginawa ni Dr. Jose Rizal? Is that what you're trying to say? Inangkin niya yung ginawa ni Dr. Jose Rizal?
Ay, hindi po ma'am, nung nabasa niya po, like, para na-inspired po siya.
So, na-inspired siya, but it is not his work.
Oh.
Okay, so it must not be included with this, his work. You said his work. It means that it is also his literary work of Bonifacio. So, what is the real sense that Huling Paalam has been included with this literary works of Andres Bonifacio?
Translation po siya ng translation po siya nung kay Rizal.
What do you mean by
Tagalog po. Kasi di ba nasa middle class po sila, mostly po ang ginagamit na language is Castilian, which is Spanish. And dahil hindi naman po lahat nakakaintindi ng yun po, nakatranslate po siya in Tagalog.
Who translated that in Tagalog?
Hindi ko po na-search.
Mm-hmm.
Works pala ni Andres, di si Andres po.
And you said with this, what is this? Let's about Parises. What's that? Yeah, I heard about this one. Okay. To Philippinize the parishes. What's that? The objective that you said of the movements. One of the objective is to Philippinize the parishes. What's that?
Kasi na-dominate na po most, kasi yung mga Spaniards, parang gusto po nila, sila po yung nagdo-dominate. So, gusto nila halos lahat ng mga priests is from Spain. So, gusto po nila na dapat naka-include pa rin tayo mga Pilipino.
In what?
Sa ano po? Sa mga church po.
Sa mga churches during that time.
Apa.
Okay. What's the difference between Noli Me Tangere and El Filibusterismo?
Ano po, yung Noli po, love story po yun, romantic novel dedicated to our motherland. And ang El Pili po is, ano po siya, political novel. And ano po siya, and revenge po siya ni Crisostomo Ibarra. Saan? And dedicated din po siya dahil sa revenge, dedicated din po siya sa sa tatlong namatay na Filipino priest dun sa yung po yung dedicated po yung LPL sa tatlong priest na namatay na na-accuse po sila ng Cavite Mutiny.
Mm-hmm.
Si Gomez, si Burgos, saka po si Zamora.
Okay. What do you mean by revenge of Dr. Jose Rizal? With whom?
Sa ano po? Sa Spanish government. Kaya ang ano po hindi po justified yung pagpatay po sa kanila, kahit naman din po sa ibang Pilipino.
Pagpatay sa kanila? Pinatay na ba si Dr. Jose Rizal daw sa istorya?
Hindi po yung ibang mga Pilipino po.
Okay. Kala ko si na pinatay si Simon. Simon ba pangalan niya ron?
Hindi ko po.
Is that Simon? Simon ba?
Opo, ma'am, sa LPL.
Okay, Simon. Okay. With these different authors that you have been discussed, who is the founder of La Solidaridad?
Wait lang, ma'am.
Okay. The founder is the class. Where's the class? Who's the founder of La Solidaridad? Mr. Morada? Okay, Mr. Soria.
Jose Rizal po, ma'am.
Okay, Dr. Jose Rizal. Who was with him in publishing La Solidaridad? Is there anybody? Okay, Mr. John Bautista.
Lopez Jena po.
Graciano, Lopez, Haina, and the other one.
Marcela H. Del Pilar po.
Who's
I'm
that?
not sure about.
Jan, Christine. Marcelo is Del Pilar, and Graciano Lopez Haina. So they are the first three who had been together in publishing the early La Solidaridad. Who's that? Cruz. Who's that? Bautista Jan. And Soria. Okay. Thank you, Miss Bulataw.
Thank you po, ma'am.
So, I just want to clarify the absences, class. Mr. Balanon, and then Mr. Bensurto, Mr. Calauto, Mr. Cordero, Mr. Cruz Nasman, Mr. De La Cruz Angelo, Mr. Mercado Wens Perez, and then Robles Jerome, Mr. Robles Jerome, and Mr. Santiago. So they were the absent? Tama? Yes po.
Ma'am, nandito po si Perez saka si
Perez.
Mercado po. Nandito
Present
po
po ako, ma'am.
Ma'am, ako din po.
Si De
Late
La
lang
Cruz
po ng
po.
13
Muna po.
minutes.
Ako, sabay-sabay po tayo. Teka muna po. Who's that? First one. Angela De La Cruz? I told you.
Yes po, ma'am. Kasi na-late lang po ako kanina, ma'am. Mga around 10:14 po ata. Pumasok ako.
I started 10:19. I started
Hindi, ma'am. Kanina ako
10:19.
nag-open.
When I called you, you didn't answer. That's why.
Wala po ako nun, ma'am.
O, wala ka nun.
Yes po, ma'am. Na-late po.
10:19. Okay. Who's the other one? Namor? Mr. Mercado?
Ma'am.
Mr. Mesa?
Drop na po si Mesa.
Drop. Okay. Drop to. Okay. Mr. Perez?
Andito po, ma'am. Na-late lang po.
Na late. Anong oras dumating? Alas 12?
Hindi po, ma'am. Nung alas 10 po kasi, ma'am, sa unang meeting ako nakapasok. Sa may link po, sa may code po na sinend nyo, doon po ako nakapasok, ma'am.
Tapos?
Tapos, hindi ko po alam na may bagong meeting. Kala ko po nag-aantay lang.
May bago ba akong sined? Wala namang iba. Ito rin yun eh, oh.
Mali po yun na send.
Ay, mali ba?
Mali po.
RHDA?
FGH po, ma'am.
Hindi
Kesa FQH po.
Letter G po yung ano po.
For a while.
Kaya
Ano ba yun?
nagkagulo-gulo po kanina yung mga klase ko po.
Talaga lang. For a while.
Kaya doon po ako nag-typo kanina.
Okay. Hindi, FGH, RHDA. Ito naman, no?
FQH po yung nakalagay dito.
Q. Oh, I'm sorry. It's Q. FQH, no? Ano pa yan?
Yes po, ma'am.
Bulag. Sorry po. Laman lang nag-react sa type ko. Okay. Mang sagot lang sa akin, so? Nagso? Sino man siya? Bite mo. Okay? So, open Sesame. Okay. Open your G Classroom I will send to you your quiz. It must be start now and it will end up 12:30. Okay, it is 12:03. Open all your G class. Yes, just G classroom. And then I will forward. I will remove the absences. We have forward. The absent is Balanon. I'll just remove their name para hindi na sila mabigyan ng exam for a while. Ayan. Balanon. Bullet. And then Bensurto. Pag ito nakapag-exam, tinanggal ko yung email, alam na, nasa klase, okay? Ang problema. Cordero. Nasman Cruz. And then,
Present po, ma'am.
Nasman Cruz, nandyan?
Opo, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am? Ma'am?
Po. Then,
Billy Joe Paleto po.
What po?
Parang hindi po ako invited.
Hindi ka invited? Bakit? Mesa.
Magkakatanda ko po, na-accept ko po yun, tapos nung chinek ko po ngayon, wala po.
Ba't wala? Robles. Imposible naman. Invited kayo lahat.
Akin
Po,
din
ito, oh. Saka mo na, Santiago.
Sa akin din po, ma'am, wala po.
Just remove this one. Teka muna ha, send ko muna bago ko kasi
Double check ko lang po, ma'am.
Sandali lang po. Okay. So, email. Alright. Okay. Saan na? For a while, I will open this one. Ulit lang class. Send ko lang para kapag start. Yes. For a while. Okay. All right, I sent it already. Who is the person who has a concern? Who's that?
Ako, ma'am.
What is your last name?
Billy Joe Paleto po.
Baledo. Baledo.
Yes po.
Baledo. Ayan o, meron o. I invited you. Miss Baledo. I will show you. 2E.
Sa akin din po ma'am, wala pa po yung quiz ma'am.
Oh, Balyedo. We're all of Soto. Right. Kanina to 0069.
Oh, akin po yung ano, 0069.
Who's that?
Tama po ba? 00691 po.
69 lang.
Billy Joe Vallejo po. 00691.
It is 0069. Eh, invited ka, oh. Kaya nakalagay invited. Hindi mo lang ina-accept. Ay, nandiyan naman eh.
Wait lang po.
Who's the other one? Wala na si Mr. ano lang? Valyado lang?
Ako po ma'am.
Who's that? Mabag.
Marcelo Mapag po.
Mabag. Did you post your email? With the group? Did you post your email with the group?
Opo ma'am. Yan po ma'am nakita.
Oh, this one, oh, ayan, oh. Marcelo Mabag, you are invited. Ayan, this one.
Pero wala pa rin po ma'am.
Paano nangyari? Ayan, oh, accepted na, oh. Wala na rin eh. Wala na invitation eh, oh. Let's start your quiz. Pag hindi nyo matanggap, go to the concerned person sa CMU. Tanong nyo sa kanila para ma-access nyo. You have to sign in with the CMU. Doon kayo mag-sign in kasi sa CMU eh. Bago nyo matanggap yan. Ginawa ba ninyo yun? Pag hindi nyo ginawa yun, hindi nyo yun talaga matatanggap. Okay? So, ayan na. Okay na po.
Wala pong invitation sa akin, ma'am.
Who's that?
Chinek ko na po yung Gmail ko po.
Mabag?
Vallejo po. Billy Joe Vallejo po.
Pag walang invitation sa'yo, hindi ka pa nag-sign in sa
Billy
CMU.
Joe Vallejo po.
Is this your number?
Naka-sign in po. Ma'am?
Yes po. Naka-sign in ka, ba't hindi mo matanggap kung naka-sign in ka sa CMU?
00691 po yung number.
Kaya, yes, sa'yo nga yan, sa ito. Ayan, oh. Tanggalin ko ha, tapos kakabit ko ulit ha. Wait. For a while.
Sure po.
Dali lang. Okay. I-remove muna kita, tapos tatanggalin. Babalik ko. Pero 2 beses na kita nalis eh. Oh. Binabalik lang kita. Oh. Di pangatlo na ngayon. Oh. I-attach ko ulit ha. Copy. People.
Yes po.
While. I-paste ko ulit. Oh. Ayan o. Ang lumabas, number mo ulit. Hindi yung lumabas yung pangalan mo. O, invite ko. O, inviting ka na. O, ayan, invited ka uli. Ayan, o. Invited ka uli, o. Ay, cancel. Ayan. O, ayan, o. Invited ka uli. Ayan, o. May check ko. Ayan, o. Invited ka uli. Nakikita mo ba? Invite ka uli.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh. Tingnan mo.
Ma'am, mali po yung
What?
number na ano.
Anong number?
Mali po yung number sa email.
Anong number yung mali?
Nadumple po yung... Ito po yung...
Bakit naging double in 20? Ayan, 22, 20. Ayan, na 21. Tapos 00691. Yan ang number mo. Ikaw nagbigay niya. Kinapi-paste ko lang yan. Hindi ko minano.
Ako nga. Nadoble nga po.
Alin ang doble? Alin ang doble?
Ito po yung actual.
Read. Read the actual number.
Sending na po yung ano, yung ano po yung
Sobra
yung
po
2020
ng dalawang
po.
22 po.
May nadoble yung dalawang
Sa unahan po.
Sobra na, 22. Ano
Opo.
yun? Hindi wala ng 22. Wala pa. Yes.
Yes po.
IT2. Wala ako natanggap po. Saan ka ba nag-submit?
Send
Submit
ko
na.
po sa Gmail, ma'am, yung ano, actual. Sa Messenger po. Ito po.
Sa Messenger kasi mo
ID.
i-submit. Hindi mo kausap ah. Sa Messenger mo i-submit. Ubus na yung oras. I will remove your name first. Oh. Ayan, dapat beses na pasok ka na lang din. Okay. Ay, copy pairs ha. Ay, 20. Why 20? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Paste. Invite. Ayan, pumasok na yung pangalan mo.
Double check ko lang po.
O, ayan na. Wala na yung pangalan mo na. Wala ka na. Ayan na, Bilyad. Nakaano pa rin, ayan.
What?
Natanggap mo na? Invited ka na, or Billy Joy? What about you, Mr. Bautista? Diyan.
Ayun po, natanggap ko na po.
Okay.
Yes po, ma'am. Thank you so much po.
Okay.
Napindot na lang. Game na po, ano na po ba, ma'am? Sagutan na po ba?
O, kanina pa po sinabi ko nila.
Di po makapag-sign in, ma'am.
Bakit?
Ito po yung lumalabas. Sa ano ko po, sa browser.
Ano nangyari?
Wait lang po, ma'am.
Ay, ano to? Mag-sign in muna bago magpatuloy. Bakit? But ikaw, the others, nakapag-exam kayo? Nakakapag-quiz kayo? Oh, ba't ikaw?
Yes po, ma'am.
Yes po.
Nagtitake na po kami, ma'am.
Wala pong nakapost dito.
May isang Bautista din po.
Nasa Gmail. Sa Gmail yun, tapos mag-open siya sa ano.
Pili na sa Gmail. Pili na sa Gmail. Biglang nagbukas
Sa G-Class, magbukas ka ng ano, yung sa Gmail nyo doon. Di ba meron kayo pinapinapuntahan na email doon? Saan pa kayo?
Copy po, ma'am. Copy po. Copy lang.
Okay na.
Ma'am, yung kasali po ko sa G Classroom niyo, ma'am, yung account ko po doon, yung personal account po. Sa Gmail po, tinignan ko po, wala po yung quiz na linagay, yung binibigay niya pong quiz sa personal account. Kasi yung ano po, ma'am, CMU email, nagbabago na naman po yung password.
Bakit?
Ayun po. Hindi ko po alam, ma'am. Wala po sa personal account ko po yung quiz na bibigay niyo po, ma'am. Wala po siya, ma'am.
Paano?
Pero po sa ano po, sa G Classroom, andun nakasali naman po ako sa ano niya, ma'am. G Classroom niya po.
Your last name?
Bautista po.
Bautista, Dave.
Yes po.
Wala ka naman dito. Ba't ka nakapasok doon? Wala ka naman binigay sa aming email.
Meron po, ma'am.
Wala, tinan mo.
Wait lang po.
Ba't hindi kita na-i-add? Ayan, walang wala yung, tinan mo, hindi highlighted yung gilid. Itong gilid na to, it must be highlighted eh. Tinan mo yan, highlighted yan. Kasi na-invited lahat yan. Ikaw wala, wala, Paano ka nakapasok?
Ma'am, pwede po ba kung, di ko po alam, bigla rin po nakita yung ano po, ma'am, yung may nag-invite po sa akin po, ma'am, sa personal account.
Mali yon, tatanggalin ko yon. Mali yan ha, mali yan ganyan, mali yan. Kasi illegal yan, illegal entry. Kasi nilalagyan ko ng highlight yung mga pangalan yung class. Illegal entry yan, saan ka pumasok? Sa kusina?
Ayaw pa rin po mag-sign in ng akin.
Bakit ganun?
Pag pinipindot ko po yung invitation, lumalabas po mag-sign in. Tapos pag pinipindot ko po yung mag-sign in, ayaw pa rin niya pong mag-sign in. Kasi lumalabas lang po siya ng paulit-ulit.
Ibig sabihin, hindi ka pa naka-sign in doon sa sa CMU. May pinapasukan muna kayo sa CMU portal yata ninyo yun eh. Ganon. Bago ka makapasok. Yes, Mr. Murada.
Ma'am, sa akin po, ma'am, wala po, hindi po nag-reflect yung sa quiz niyo po nilagay, ma'am. Sinend ko sa GC po.
Bakit sa GC? Dinala mo?
Sinend ko po sa GC, ma'am, kasi wala po.
Wala? Bakit wala?
Hindi ko po alam, ma'am.
Apa yan? Dinalahan ko kayo lahat Ayan, binigay, mo. Nandito yung pangalan mo. Ang inalis ko lang naman yung mga absent. Paano naman nangyari? Pero nabubuksan mo yung G-Classroom.
Opo, ma'am. Nabubukas ko naman po.
Bakit wala yung... Wala yung exam?
Wala po.
I-click mo yung class, di ba may stream diyan? Sa stream makikita mo yung stream yung binuksan mo di ba? Doon sa stream, nakalagay yung assignment lang nandito. Wait. Sa classwork, andun yung quiz Tapos sinend ko. Na-send ko sa inyo Ayan
Yung sa classwork po, ma'am, assignment po lang po yung nakalagay po, ma'am.
Bakit assignment lang?
Sinend ko po sa GC, ma'am.
Kaya nga, bakit yun lang ang lumabas sa'yo? Bakit sa iba nakatanggap?
Hindi ko po din alam, ma'am.
Ganyan.
Yung Gmail sa CMU, yung 2021, ganun. Doon magpupunta.
Ma'am, excuse me po. Baka sa Gmail po siya na-send. Kasi nagkita kami sa Gmail ngayon
Sa Gmail daw.
Sa Gmail po ng CMU. Sa CMU po. Doon po kami nagkita ngayon.
Sa email ng CMU.
Kasi nakalagay dito send, o di sinend ko. Tapos pumasok dito lahat ng email. So nilagay ko lahat ng email nyo. Ayan. Okay na, Mr. Murada. May response na nga rito isa, oh.
Tinitik ko lang po, ma'am.
Kaya ayoko ng ganito, eh. Pwede ba sa susunod oral tayo? Oral exam? Lagi. Pwede ba yan? Doon nag-oral naman tayo, right? Why, Mr. Murada?
Okay na po, ma'am. Nasa email po pala.
Okay, sige.
Salamat po, ma'am.
Oral na lang tayo. Nahihirapan din ako sa ganito. Tapos nakakapangode ko pa kayo. Hawak mo yung mga Google mo. Paano ba? Mr. Bautista, ano na?
Okay na po sa akin, ma'am. Mag-try po ako sa ibang device. Ma'am, may rules
Device
po ba
mo?
sa ano, pagsasagot?
Ano?
Capital letter po ba lahat or okay lang po kayo?
Depende sa kailangan. Halimbawa, mga proper na. Like for example, yung pangalan ng tao, pangalan ng libro, pangalan ng diary. Dapat mga proper
Ano po,
lang.
hindi po all capital letters.
Oo, hindi. Hindi kailangan.
Thank you po.
Pero pag mali, yung first letter ng hindi capitalized sa proper noun, mali yun. Like for example, Maria Pedro. Pagka mali yung M mo, naka lowercase lang, mali yun. Dapat naka kayo. Naka uppercase yung M. Alam nyo kung kailan dapat gamitin yung letters, if it is capital or not. Okay?
Ma'am, nag-PM po ako sa inyo, ma'am.
Bakit? Ano naman nangyari?
Ganyan po nangyayari, ma'am.
Ano, bakit ganon? Ano, paano yan?
Hindi ko po mailagin yung CMU email ko po.
Hindi ka pa nag-sign in sa sa CMU?
Nakapag-sign in na po, kaso po, nagbago na naman po yung password.
Sa CMU mismo?
Opo, ma'am.
Dapat alam niyo yung password. Paano yan? Hindi ka
Hindi po, ma'am. Alam ko po yung password, kaso po, nagbago na naman po, 18 days pa po ago.
Oh, paano? Hindi ka makakapag-exam hanggang sa ano? Ano yan? Hindi ka makakapasok. Dapat inform ninyo sila para, kasi necessity yan eh.
Opo, ma'am. Na-chat ko naman na po yung CMU Digital po, ma'am. Hinihintay ko na lang po yung Pwede po umabol na lang ako, ma'am. Pwede po umabol na lang, ma'am.
Pwede mamaya.
Sige po, ma'am.
Send ko sa'yo.
Thank you po, ma'am.
Sige. Pinasok ko rin yung pangalan mo, Mr. Bautista.
Sinong Bautista po, ma'am?
Dave.
Ano po yun, ma'am?
Nakapasok ka na ba sa quiz?
Hindi pa rin po, ma'am.
Ay, kasi send ko lang uli ng na-invite ka uli. Ano ba yun? Tinanggal ko, pinabit ko uli.
Sa personal account po ba yun, ma'am? Or sa CMU email po? Kasi sa CMU email po, hindi ko po malagin yung account ko eh. Sa personal account po yung gamit ko, ma'am.
Hindi. Itong binigay mo ngayon sa CMU account.
Ayun po yung hindi ko po mabuksan ngayon, ma'am.
Ayun lang. Ay. Hindi kasi tayo pwedeng mag-personal account eh.
Bawal po yung personal account, ma'am.
Hindi pwedeng mag-personal account. We must follow the rule.
Sige po, ma'am.
Let's
Antayin ko na lang po.
Oo. Yeah. There are 23 respondents already.
Ma'am, yung sa akin din po inaayos ko pa, ma'am. Wait lang.
Mali ka. We have 27. It must be correctly spelled. Yes, huh? I saw some now. You don't know the spelling of the word. Especially the names. Mhm. I have 36. Ang dami pumasok bigla ah. Oh, hindi 56 tayo. Bakit ang dami? Biglang nag 56 tayo, 55. Ay, yung mga wala pumasok, it will be void. Though you took the exam, it will be void because you were absent. Time and daya. It's unfair din sa mga pumapasok at nagtyatsyaga. Balitaan mo lang. Connect ka. You gave, somebody gave the link. Mali yan. Maling process yan. Pagsisinungaling yan. Pandaraya yan. I will not check that. Okay. 2 minutes left. We have 38 responses. We have 1 minute more. I will note the last number. 12:45. We have 40. And 41. Okay. 1408. Twenty 21. Okay, class. The next presenter for next week are Mr. Bautista. Short story. We have the short story. It will be, the presenter will be, po.
Dun po sa ano po, sa members of Ilustrado Group. Complete name po ba ng ano, ng tatlo
Yes.
pong nung ano po, complete
Yung
name
tao.
po?
Yes,
Complete name
nila.
po nila.
Oo.
Complete name po ba nila or
Yes,
kahit yung
complete name.
apelyido and
No. Complete name.
thank you po.
Okay. The presenters are short story, Mr. Billones, are you still there? Mr. Billones, are you still there? And Mr. Calipes. Mr. Calipes for novel. Ano na? Mr. Billones, short story and novel. And Mr. Calipes will be comic book. Magazine. And newspaper. Okay, if you are done, you can leave the group. You can leave the group if you are done.
Salamat po.
Thank you po, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you po.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you po, ma'am.
Mamita. Ay, sige.
Yes po.
Ma'am, kami po mauuna, yung hindi po nakapag-report ngayon.
Okay muna.
Sige
Yung
po.
binigyan ko,
Thank you, ma'am.
susunod sila.
Sige po, ma'am. Thank you po.
Okay po.
Thank you po, ma'am.
Okay, bye-bye. Yes, Mr. Garcia. No. Ah, ala, nag-join sila. Uwian na.